Welcome to day 70 of the Game of Day series, with tonight's game being E.T. on the Atari 2600. But let me start out, before we get into the game, and I'm going to go ahead and kill that background music there a little bit from E.T. This game has been touted as being the worst game in history and causing the crash of the video game market. And I need to set it straight. One, it's not the greatest game ever. Two, it did not cause the market crash. Three, the reason the market crashed was everybody was trying to get in on the video game market and was flooding the market with crap games. Believe me, there are tons of crap games out there. There are crap games produced today, and it shocks me how they get through and they get published. I'm like, wow, this was crap. Call of Duty! E.T. did have an impact on the market. They rushed it into production. I mean, I think they gave the guy like 3 weeks to make the game. So you had like 3 weeks to make this game, and Atari ordered gobs of them to be made because E.T. was a hit. And it was coming up on Christmas, and they wanted this game on the shelves, and they wanted them sold like crazy. We're going to make billions because it's E.T. Well, the game was rushed. There were problems with the game, which you're going to see tonight. And it didn't do so well. People bought the game, took it home, and said, "Oh my God, this is horrible," and returned it. And so Atari was stuck with tons and tons of unsold merchandise. And with there were consoles out the butt being sold also. And that's what flooded the market, was you had all these just not very good games on the market and lots of consoles, there wasn't one set PC like we have today. We have Apple, and then we have, the what's called Wintel machines, where you get Windows or Linux on a machine. But everybody was making their own computers. Everybody was making a computer, and it just, the market couldn't sustain it. There was just too much, and it just imploded on itself. And I mean, I remember like MASH. I picked up MASH after the market crash. I mean, it was in a bin at KB Toys for like $3, and it came with a T-shirt, and it was great. I picked up the bulk of my old Atari collection was picked up after the market crash because the games were like just dirt cheap. But E.T. was not the game that caused the crash. Pac-Man being a bad game for Atari, they also did the same thing. There was only like 1 million Atari consoles in homes, and they sold, they instead of ordering 1 million copies of Pac-Man, they ordered like 5 million because Pac-Man was so popular. We're going to sell another 4 million consoles. I don't know the exact numbers, but they ordered like double what the consoles were on the market that had been sold. They ordered like double that because they were hoping it was going to sell insanely well, but people were wanting Pac-Man the arcade game, not Pac-Man the Atari game. And so that didn't help the situation any. There are lots and lots of great games. There are tons and tons of games worse than E.T. And I believe I have some over in my collection, and you'll see why. But E.T.'s gotten a bad rap. It's not a great game. It's not the worst game in history. Call of Duty! There are plenty of much worse games out there. This one. It's low on the scale. I mean, if it's like a 1 to 10 scale, it's probably like about a 3, 4. Believe me, there were ones. And you're like, oh my God, people actually bought this. Yes, people actually bought it. It's probably wound up in my collection by buying a bulk lot. So that's how it is. I actually have ET on my desk at work. I have a cartridge my friend gave me, and it sits on my desk at work because it is. It's a cool game. ET was wildly popular. So enough of me rambling about the game. I'm not defending the game. I'm defending its reputation. I believe it's got a bad rap, and it's just people keep spreading the rumor, spreading the rumor, spreading the rumor. And we'll go into more of that as we play the game. So, you know what? Let's actually get into the game. Alright, let's bring the game back up here volume-wise. Let's switch over and say, hello, Ashton! I'm glad you like the intro music. Did I give you a copy to download? If I haven't, I will make it available on my website. Have you been able to go to the website? If you have problems getting there, let me know, and I will work on that. But I'll get the music available to you, so you can listen to it anytime you want, if you like. So, all right, let's start ET. So, as you see, you run around as ET, and your score is down at the bottom. You have so much life points. You have to get the 3 parts to phone home. Oh no, the FBI! Okay, this is one of the problems that people had a problem with. There were no pits in the movie, and yet there are pits in the game, and you fall into pits, and you find the parts that are hidden in pits. And then to get out of the parts, you have to grow your neck and fly. Fly like an eagle. And because of the hit detection is based on his feet, or pretty much the character, because you're still touching the edge of the pit, you fall back in. So the hit detection was poor. So you kind of want to move off to the side. No, get the Reese's Pieces. I intentionally fell in the pit to get away from the FBI guy. Oh, that isn't going to work. Crap. He's waiting for me. Oh, there's the dot. Oh. See, as soon as you walk on the screen, you're in a pit. And it's like, oh no! Get off of me, FBI guy. So he's going to take me to the federal building. By the way, that's the federal building. Oh, come on. Really? All right, nothing there. Oh, poop. E.T., you're clumsy. I like how he can walk over the pits and you can't. Alright. So that's like a warp. You can kind of warp around. Oh, poop. I fell in the hole again. E.T. go down the hole. Oh, and you want to collect the Reese's peanut butter cups? I mean the Reese's Pieces. Take me back to the building. Oh, poop. Fell in the hole. So as you can see... Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I want to look for the... Go away, Fabi guy. Oh, the Google Slides. Google Slides? Oh, you mean Google Sheets on the main page? There, we'll fall in the hole. E.T. fall down the hole. Oh, I'm sorry that the sheets aren't opening. I know I got some pictures on the gallery page, and I have the, oh, look, another piece. Oh, by the way, they took a piece. So now I got to track it down. Oh, boo-doo. Doo-doo. I fell in the hole again. Doo-doo. And I think if you collect 9 Reese's pieces there, you get to... Oh, so you're not seeing my my game list. Oh, dang. He took a piece and I found a piece. Oh, doo-doo, I found a hole. Oh, fell in a hole. Yeah, and you can see why people got frustrated. Hey, look, 2 pieces of the phone. Oh, so now Elliot's going to come and bring me back to life. Because he's a cool kid like that. Oh, get off of me. Get off of me, Dr. Whack-A-Mole. Oh, poop, I found the hole. Oh, doo-doo, I did. I died. Right when I found another piece of the... Oh, he took a piece. Oh, little Fabi guy. I'm gonna die again. Alright, so there's that piece. So you can see how frustrating the game was, because there was nothing in the game, there was nothing in, oops. There was nothing in the movie with pits. Yet here I am in them. Here I am in them again. Oh! E.T. Oh! E.T.'s dead. Okay, so E.T. died. Okay. I'll have to look up the game variations. Oh, just so you can see me phone home. Hey, look, found a piece. Oh, the Fabi guy. Oh, go away, guy. You're annoying. Oh! Hey, look, I brought the flower back to life. E.T.'s magical. E.T.'s clumsy. E.T. fall in the hole. Oh, get away from... Oh, hey, look. Thank you, Fabi guy. Running from you, I found another piece. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm in the hole. I'm in the hole. Oh, get off of me, the bee guy. Oh. See, if you find little spots on the screen, it will let you. You can do different things like warp. Oh, get off of me, bee guy, get off. I'm like shaking the joystick and wiggling around like, get off of me, bee guy. I don't know you that well. Mommy said stay away from men in trench coats. Oh, look, a flower. Already been there. Oh, he stole my piece, you little monkey, you. Oh, get off of me, Phoebe guy. Oh, you stole another piece, you Phoebe. Okay, see how he did that? Just take me away. Bad Phoebe guy. Really? There was nothing to take. He's a little thief. Go buy your own phone. Oh, get off of me, get off of me. So you want to look for the question mark. Oh, stinking hole. Oh, get off of me. I'm gonna die. Get off of me. That calls Elliot. You should be able to see it without an account. Oh, look. E.T. died. Shocker. Just go ahead, take it. Take it. I don't care. You little fink. Oh, I fell in the hole. I fell in the hole. You guys may not get to see me complete. Hey, you're going to see me watch a fall in a hole a lot. E.T. spends a lot of time in the hole. Watch, the question mark will be right under his butt. Hey! E.T. fell to his death. I'm like, really? What are you going to take? I got nothing. Oh, you took my Reese's Pieces. Man, look, he's stealing candy from the baby. Bad FBI guy. Stealing candy from poor E.T. Oh, look, I fell over dead. But I can do the dead dance. Dun, 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 dun. There's one to play without. I'm going to figure out how to get rid of the FBI guy. Alright, there's none here. Really? I know, poor E.T. I do believe there's a way to play without the Fabi guy. Oops. I think one of the cats. Really? There's not one on that screen. I found a piece and died. It won't be there. If you die, it disappears. How fun is that? Like, Elliot brought me back to life. Really? Can't see the... Those are just regular images. Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out. Is it on the iPad or the computer? I'll whip out my iPad and see what I can see. All right, let's look at the manual and see what game variations there are. Oh, I can eat the candy. Okay, we're going to play version 3, so hang on. No. Okay, there we go. So there's no bad guys in the game. So now it's just purely E.T. and so there's no pieces there. All right, there's a piece in there. See if with the arrows, if I push the button now while I'm not moving, I warp to one screen to the right. And that will take me to the courthouse. Now on this square, I can eat a piece of candy and it gives me health. It gives me energy. Okay, I'm just going to fall in the holes and see if I can find a piece. Since I can't find the question mark. Oh, poop. See, the hit detection is just a little too much. I don't think there's a piece on this screen. guess not. And I found a question mark right as I fall in the hole. Really? No question mark anywhere, huh? Dun, dun, dun. Fall in the hole again. I just can't wait to fall in the hole again. Alright, there's no piece there. I'm eating candy with my friends. I just can't wait to fall in that hole again. Oh, hey, well, that's one way. Alright, so now I found the pieces to the foam. So now I gotta make the phone call. What's that icon look like again? Alright, so I gotta find the one that looks like a spaceship. I think it was on this screen. So now I gotta find the landing zone before time runs out. I gotta find the landing zone. Oh, son of a gun. I'm not gonna make it. Alright, let's find the landing zone. Okay, that's the landing zone. So I gotta be standing there. So let's go make the phone call. And then we sit here and wait. And they should come get us. Now here's the fun part. This is the greatest part of the game. If there's a human, like if we were playing and the FBI guy or the scientist ran on the screen and the ship came get the ET, the ship would leave ET. And that is the end of the game. And they like tally up your score based on some stuff. As you can see, let me change back to not that. As you can see, it is a frustrating game to play. E.T. looks a little weird. I think they could have done a little better artwork on him. Elliot looks good. I mean, he looks like a kid running around. The FBI guy, I'm not quite sure what he looks like. And the scientist, I thought they made him too big for the game. Is it the worst game ever made? No. Like I said, and it's not the best game ever made. I mean, there are plenty worse games to play than E.T. E.T. Do I recommend it for your collection? Not really. This is a game you're not going to come back and play after you've played it. I owned it as a kid, and me and my friends played it, and it stunk. I mean, I didn't get rid of it. I mean, I kept it. And so that's good. Um, but I would say there are much better games to get for your collection. It's a cheap game. It's actually not like as cheap as you might think. I think it's going for um, $5, $6. And then you got games like Berserk that's really, really good. I mean, it's a really great game. Berserk is. Um, and it's going for like, I picked it up for like 45 cents. Um, it's crazy. The and I guess it's because nobody really wants the game, but people have it in their collections. Like I said, I have it. It came as a lot of games I bought. I think there was 20 games in the lot. I bought it for like 2 games, and the others came with it. So it was either, it is what it was. Um, so take it what you will about ET. And I told you I'd tell you a little bit more about it. A few years back, they did an archaeological dig because it was alleged that Atari had taken all the unsold ET games out to the desert in New Mexico into a landfill and buried them and poured concrete over the top of it. And it was all, and it was questionable whether it was real, was it not real. So these archaeologists, Indiana Jones types, they didn't carry whips, and I think they had hats though. So anyway, they did all this investigation, found all these internal Atari documents by talking to all these old former employees, and found that yes, there were that there was a landfill that Atari dumped Atari products in. So they went out. Found the coordinates based on the year and the month, and they tracked it down to it was going to be in this little section of this ginormous landfill. And they dug down, and sure enough, they found the concrete. They broke through the concrete and found Atari products. And the reason I say Atari products is it was not all ET. It was ET. It was Asteroids. It was Breakout. It was Defender. It was Berserk. There were Pac-Man. There were printers. There was Atari hardware and Atari documents. It was just Atari's like, we got all this crap. It's not selling. Trash it, and I don't want anybody to be able to dumpster dive it and use it. And so it wound up in this landfill, and they found it, and they sold it for an insane amount of money for the like cartridges because it was certified. It came out of the landfill because it's a part of history. This is history. I talked about that last night. This is part of history, and that was part of history. These guys went out 30 years after this event, 30, 40 years, 30 years after this event, dug up in an archaeological documented method and found these items. And so some are in a museum, some have gone to various collectors, and you could go and you can buy them online. Once again, ET did not cause the market crash. It was part of, like I said before, it was part of what caused the market to crash, but it was tons and tons of just garbage games flooding the market. And it just caused, the market couldn't sustain it. Atari didn't keep control over licensing and everything, and it crashed. Which is why Nintendo, when Nintendo came out, was very, very strict on their licensees. And you had to buy the cartridges from them and the chips from them. And they had to do the quality assurance. And that was to help control crap games getting onto the market. I'm not saying there were great games on the NES. There were bad games on the NES. There are bad games on all kinds of systems. Call of Duty. There are lots of bad games. Uh, there's still bad games today. But yet, not one single game was the cause of the crash of the market in the mid 80s. But yeah, you can go on eBay and you can buy a landfill copy of Asteroids or ET for like a few $100. No, I like Call of Duty. I just it's become just push out crap after crap after crap Call of Duty. When originally it was a pretty decent game, now it's just let's rebrand the same old crap and dump it out of the market and not really change or innovate in any way. And the little lemming drones suck it up. Uh, and yeah, no, Call of Duty, not a fan anymore. Used to be, used to love Call of Duty, and it just went downhill. Um, Actually, they didn't even reskin it. There was one version where they took artwork from the freaking first game and dumped it into it. And they're like, hey, look, we made a new game. I'm like, no, you recycled crap from an earlier version. Okay, you guys could be any lazier. But that's enough ranting on that. We'll go back to the history. So, E.T., once again, not the worst game ever. Not the best game ever, but also not the worst game ever. Like I say, I have plenty of games on the Atari that are much worse. This one could have been better. There has been a team that has gone out and fixed the bugs in ET. Still doesn't make it like a superb game, but what do I feel is worse than ET? Oh wow. Ooh. I would have to pour through my game library to answer that one. It all depends. There's people out there that love all kinds of games. There are people out there that are going to say that I'm wrong. That Call of Duty is the greatest game ever. And there are other guys out there saying, oh no, Fortnite's the best game ever. Oh no, Dark Souls is the best game ever. Oh no, Destiny is the best game ever. That's all personal opinion. It really is. It's personal opinion. I like Call of Duty up to a point, and then they just lost it. Um, and it's sad because that people are just buying other stuff. And I'm not Destiny hating. I like Destiny. I think Destiny is a really good game. Um, I think they did a lot with it. I like the expansions. I think they actually do a lot of work on it, unlike Call of Duty. I don't think Call of Duty does any work on their games. I don't think they even really try anymore. I think they're just let's bump out garbage and people will pay for it because we slapped Call of Duty on it, and it's been that way for probably since Ghost, which is sad. What's another bad game? They're not really bad games. Well, I mean, there are bad games. Well, there's one like Sneak and Peek. I should do a Q&A. Yeah, I could do that sometime. I could put that on the schedule. Maybe do a Q&A sometime. There's a game called Sneak and Peek. This is an example. Only because some of the games I'm thinking of that are really bad off the top of my head are of an adult nature on the Atari, and they're just stupid, and it was just done because they could. So Sneak and Peek, you play hide and seek. You have a house and you can go to room and you can hide behind things under the bed, behind the window curtain, and there's just certain places you can hide. But the other person that's playing with you has to like leave the room while you hide, and then the other person comes in, then you swap, and that person has to try and find you. Um, kind of, kind of not the best game, not the best game. But they were kind of marketing it for kids. I get where they were going with it. Um, Now, I'm going to throw a game out there. It's one of my favorite games ever. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong on the Atari is a bad game. And it's bad because Coleco forced it to be, because they didn't want to make a good game because it would hurt the sales of their console. So they produced a game with bad artwork because they forced them to put it on a 4K ROM instead of an 8K or 16K, where it could have had the better graphics. It could have had better sound, but instead, and it could have had more of the levels. But instead, they made a bad game. They did the same thing with the Intellivision version. They released a really bad game to sell to help promote the sales of their console, saying, "Hey, our artwork's better than Atari," and it was wrong. Can I play what? Can you play it as one person? What game are we referring to? Donkey Kong, I believe, was two-player alternating. Um, but I'm not sure what game you're referring to. Oh, Sneak and Peek? I don't know. I really don't. But that brings up a good point. When you bought an Atari, it came with a packing game, which was Combat. It's a really fun. It's like the first deathmatch type game. You have two people shooting each other, and whoever gets the most kills wins. And Combat, like I said, it's a really fun game for two people. Oh, by the way, Combat has to be played with two people. There's no single player game. So the packing game on the Atari was a multiplayer game. It was only a multiplayer game. Don't know where they were going with that. I guess they were trying to get people, "Hey Joe, come play with me," and they were playing. "Oh, hey Mom, I want an Atari. It's awesome. I could shoot Joe with a tank," and so they so I think that's where they went with that. It's fun. Defender, another game that was based on an arcade game. It was a home release on the Atari. Was not well done at all. They could have done better, but the artwork is not the greatest. It flickers heavily. Um, I loved it though. I wanted it. I got the Atari and Defender. That was I had Combat and Defender. Those were my those were my games for like a month before I got some other games. And yeah, it was not a good game. But I played the heck out of it. It was good because it was that or Combat. And when you're alone, I played a lot of Defender. I mean, it was fun. It's a fun game to play, but not the best game. Not the best game out there. So yeah, we can do I guess, a trivia thing. You guys can ask me questions, and because I'm old, I grew up before video games really hit the market. Um, I remember Pong when it started. Boom, boom. Um, so yeah, I will gladly talk video games and classic computers all day long. Which sometimes we have to stop ourselves at work because me and my buddies will start doing that, and we're like, "Hey, we got work to do," and so we get to work. But okay, I think I've talked long enough on this subject. Um, well, you can put them in the description in the comment section, and I will get notified of all the comments, and I can look up the questions tomorrow before I go live, and I can answer all those before I play the game. So I could do that. So ask me questions, and I will answer them tomorrow, and then we'll play a game, and I can answer more questions, and then we can go from there and see what happens. Um, but if you haven't already done so, click that subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, or if you're a new subscriber, hit the bell button and get notified when I go live or when I post a new video, which I have, and I have some coming down there. I need to set up a Facebook page uh, my for my YouTube channel. I have not done that yet, so I need to do that. I can look at putting a form on my webpage to ask me questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. The Okay, where was I at? Hit the bell icon, get notified when I go live. I post new videos. I'm shooting a new video because I have a huge game collect haul video to shoot. Like I say, leave me comments below. I do get the comments. And if you have questions, leave them there, and I will get the form up on the website, which is in the description. You can shoot them to me on the Twitter. I have Twitter is in the description. And yeah, so I got my Twitter in there. I got my blog in there, and I got my website in there. So there are places I got to work on the Book of Face. I got to get one of those things set up. So yeah, thank you for joining me. I love question and answers. I love talking this stuff. I love the games, and I love sharing my knowledge. And if I don't know the answer, I will go and look it up. I'm not afraid to say, I don't know the answer to that one. Let me look that up for you. I will get an answer for you. But other than that, thank you for joining me. I look forward to tomorrow night. And I look forward to seeing you then with all of your questions. And by the way, tonight's game was by request. So you can also send me requests, and I will play games on request if I have the game. If I don't have the game, I'll let you know. Or if the game doesn't work, which we've had a few of those, and I apologize, Ashton. I'm working on getting those games up and running so that I can play those for you. And other than that, I want to thank you once again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night for day 71 and the Q&A. Have a good night.